diet and lifestyle trend everyone's talking about. It promises to boost your brain power, fight diabetes, and burn fat instead of storing it.
What if you could hack your body, resetting it into a whole new mode where you actually burn fat for fuel? Now, I'm talking about something called ketosis. It's a state where your body can enter when you eat these extremely low-carb diets, even more extreme than the Atkins diet.
Low-carb, keto, Western price, bull crap. This is the truth, and this is what it looks like. Dr. Oz used to be a big advocate for the low-fat, high-carb diet just a few years ago. He was a doctor then, so what happened? Was he wrong about that, even back then when he was a doctor? Well, he's a doctor now. Some would say he was wrong then. I say he's wrong now, as doctors usually are. But it's not like he's against high carb still. He's just come around to the benefits of low carb or keto or other bullshit that sounds really good, increases his views, and increases his bank account.
And you consume mainly fatty foods. Now, this goes past weight loss. Doctors who support ketosis say that it gives you more brain power. It can fight diabetes and cancer. And it can help you burn fat instead of storing it. Joining me is author of Eat Dirt and the doctor of natural medicine, Josh Axe. So you often recommend ketogenic diets to your patients. Why so, and how does it work?
Yeah, well, I recommend a ketogenic diet for those patients who have tried everything else and nothing seems to work. Also, especially those patients who tend to be insulin sensitive and may have issues with carbohydrates. And really, the ketogenic diet is for anybody who wants to experience a breakthrough and really reset their body in those insulin levels.
Okay, this is just going to be my first video on this because it's airing right now, and I just want to get the video out. So I'll debunk this Mr. Axe character on another video. I just want to say for this episode right now, Dr. Oz shouldn't even be discussing this.
The ketogenic diet, now commonly called the keto diet, is an extremely high-fat, low-carb approach that has stirred controversy among doctors and researchers concerned about the health risks of a diet high in saturated fat. But advocates claim that the keto diet does much more than promote weight loss. It increases stamina, boosts your immune system, and lowers your risk for heart disease, cancer, even Alzheimer's.
Dr. Oz shouldn't even be discussing this. The diet is a scam. It scams you by telling you all these benefits. Well, there's benefits to a lobotomy. There's benefits to abortion. There were benefits to 9/11. It made people think, which is what people need to be doing now. These benefits are a trick. One way it tricks people is get them not to think about what the keto diet does do. You put your body in emergency mode, and it's a dangerous state to be in. Dr. Oz says this is the hottest new trend. Well, by him discussing this, it may become a hot trend. Right now, it's just an internet trend promoted by faceless people who aren't even doing the diet. They're just scamming people. And it's probably all backed by the meat industry. Tricking your body into burning fat? No, it does not work that way. I said this before. I'm trying to say something different here. Of course you're going to be burning fat because there's nothing else. And the body burns body fat when it has nothing else left. And that's the way keto diets work. They only work if you're under eating. I see on the internet that he has a diet called the 2-week diet, or at least it lasts 2 weeks. Well, that's probably all it can last. I say if you're eating in a way that you can't eat more than 2 weeks, then it's a bad diet.
Rebecca, what was the hardest part of staying on the diet for you?
The hardest part is giving up the sweets. But, you give it 2 weeks, you'll start losing the cravings and you'll start wanting to eat real food.
The stupid bitch said give it 2 weeks. Why don't you give a real healthy diet 2 weeks? If you give a low-fat diet 2 weeks, you will lose your craving for shit food and fake food. But meat is not food. You could lose your craving for abused animals. We're herbivores, man. We're not supposed to be eating that stuff. Why don't you give it 2 weeks to do the right thing? Yes, the idea of hacking or being able to hack anything, like as in have control over it, Oh, that sounds good. It sounds so good. That's the reason it became an internet technique to trick people into clicking on some ad and buying some diet. The internet's full of all this trickery. Another word to watch out for is the word trick or weird. And then once people got used to that technique, they came up with the term weird trick. More clickbait. Anything to get you clicking. Now Dr. Oz is taking the bait. I'll debunk this idea of hacking and tricking your body in another video in 1 or 2 days. Let's talk about ethics for a second. The medical establishment has a saying, first do no harm. Most diet experts and doctors at some point recommend a low-carb diet because that's the trend. What I teach is that being thin is natural. And to get to that natural place doesn't take unnatural things or struggles. It's natural. It's supposed to come naturally. The study included more than 4,000 white people from Texas. I don't know about you, but that puts a certain image in my head. Later on in the article, researchers aren't sure why there is a connection, but the thinking is that, right there, it doesn't even matter what the thinking is.
Those foods that they studied, those are pretty common foods, and everyone eats carbs. But what else do you think those people might have been eating that the scientists just didn't focus on? Post your answers below.
It goes to show you, like I said in my video, they have nothing. This was a contrived study, obviously. You can see that. But the news and Dr. Oz, they're all using this non-story to get ratings, get viewers. Previous research has linked a number of foods such as red meat and dairy products. And now Dr. Oz once again.
Could carbs cause lung cancer? It could be what's on your plate that makes you sick.
Now NBC again.
Suggest certain carbs suggest.
Trolls and shills, Illuminati disinformants, master haters, fakers, instigators.